Ciddi, director of the Turkey program at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, and Lisa Daftari, counterterrorism and foreign policy expert and the foreign desk editor-in-chief. Thank you both for being here tonight. So, Sinan, this is an angle that is not being talked about enough, in my opinion. Turkey has had a very interesting relationship with Iran, not always a good one at times. However, there's a lot there when it comes to the terrorism that we've seen in the Middle East. Tell us more.
Yeah, right. And you just basically alluded to two key facts in terms of the support that Turkey gives to Iran's foremost proxy, which is Hamas. In fact, we've done at FDD some extensive work on Turkey's ties to Hamas, its cell structures, in terms of its financing, fundraising, recruitment operations, down to essentially fundraising activities inside of Turkey. And I don't know why this has escaped the attention of not just this administration, but previous administrations in the US. And as you also basically drew attention, is now we're taking a very deep dive into looking into various sources telling us that Turkey is definitely stepping into the role of aiding and abetting Hezbollah in Lebanon, which actually blows my mind for a variety of reasons that we don't need to go into now. But you're looking at a NATO country that is Turkey under the presidency of Erdogan, providing, material support in the legal term that we understand in the United States to a foremost adversary of ours that fundamentally undermines not just Israel, but American interests across the region.
Yeah, Lisa, as just mentioned, Turkey is a NATO country. It makes it much more complicated, but they actively support terrorism. So what does that mean for the future of U.S. interests in the region, even when Iran gets wrapped up, whenever that may be?
Yeah, for 15 years, they've been equal opportunists, able to play the East and play the West, right? So they have been this piggy bank for terror organizations, acting as, a shell for them, passing money through, calling Hamas and Hezbollah resistance after October 7th attacks. But this war in Iran is doing something major for the region. It's going to reset the region completely. We're watching Persian Gulf Arab states completely pivot from the Iran regime, which we saw Qatar playing a bit of footsie, even Saudis cutting some deals with the Iran regime in the past few years, even though they have been at war in other ways for such a long time. Now there will be a complete line of demarcation. Do you stand on this side or do you stand on that side? And I think that the Turks will then have to decide. October 7th was a setback from the Abraham Accords, where we saw tremendous progress in this regard, where we saw the progressive, more modern Arab states pivot and say, we want a future of prosperity, we want commerce, not chaos, and we're going to pivot towards the United States and Israel, and we're going to stand against the regime. There were some states that were muddied in this. They wanted to play both sides. Turkey has maintained that. So I think after this war, they will have a harder time with the proxies being diminished, with the United States making a tremendous impact and resetting the region. And I think it's going to have generational impact overall.
Yeah, Sinan, before we have to run, is there anything that the White House can do to get Turkish banks to stop enabling this money laundering to Hamas in particular? New sanctions, or is this White House, do you think, a little too friendly with the Turkish government?
So far, Katie, what I would say, it's on the latter side. We do have precedent to essentially go after Turkey. Turkey just basically got handed a gift by the Trump administration. And what we're seeing in breaking news on Monday suggested that the Trump administration's DOJ is essentially going to give a pass to the biggest violator of U.S. sanctions, and which is not an allegation. Halkbank, Turkey's second biggest public lender, was convicted in federal court, and its appeal also failed. We were just waiting for sentencing and fines against the bank. And if viewers are unaware of this, in 2019, Halkbank, the second largest lender in Turkey, helped embezzle over and defraud the United States Treasury over $20 billion in violating U.S. sanctions on Iran. I don't know why we're not punishing them. We have clear precedent for doing so. Members of Congress in this Congress, when it came to convene just shortly before it, had the opportunity to listen to a classified brief by the U.S. intelligence community on Turkey's support given to terrorist organizations like Hamas. Right. Congress is aware of it. The administration is aware of it. All we're waiting for is action.
I think the big question is why. We got to go, but Sinan Ciddi and Lisa Daftari, thank you so much for joining us.